Hello there YouTube, this is Sophie-chan, and in this video I will take you through my manga workshop characters, my new tutorial book. First of all, if you would like to skip the beginning and go to where I show you the inside, but first I'd like to talk about the story behind this book. Now, I received an offer from Impact Publisher to publish this book, working hand by hand with them to make this book. At first I was very skeptical and I thought that I was too young to actually have a tutorial book. I thought that I'm still in the process of learning, and which is true, that we're all still learning. But then again, I thought that maybe I could share the things that I'm somewhat good at, and that would help me boost myself as an artist as well as teach more people or reach more audience. Now, I asked a lot of my friends and artists and I wanted to know their opinion. They all said that it was a good opportunity for me, and I've listened to what they've said. I even got a phone call from my grandma on that day asking me whether I have accepted this offer or not. So I just said, let's just do it. Although back then I didn't have my engineering job, so getting that job after accepting this offer was a bit of a stretch out for me. But I'm glad I'm done with, and I want to thank all the people in Impact who helped me, especially my editor, Beth. So let me take you through it. And the first thing I want to show you actually was the initial cover idea I had. And it's funny that it's very similar because I asked my editor whether this cover is nice, and ta-da, that's the final version. So it's funny when you see your whole work being finalized and in a book format. It's just a really great feeling for any author. First of all, we have FIFO, my little assistant, in which I actually made a doll out of FIFO. Here's FIFO. So it's one of my major highlights of the year, one of my accomplishments. You can find FIFO in my online store as well. Okay, so what's in this book? What's different in this book, and why did I even make this book? Now, I put a lot of my advices in there, a lot of the things that I wish someone would have told me back then, but then it's not really. There are always things that you don't know about and you get to know by practicing. Some tips and a lot of tutorials, stepped out comprehensive tutorials. So as you can see, these are very generic guidelines that you can use even for your own style. Or if you don't have a style yet, you can just follow mine. So the eyes and hair, if you change them, then you basically changed somewhat of the style. So I have taken you into different head types, female and male, side view and front views, and so these will really help you when drawing your characters. I have also tutorials for older people, different eye styles, as well as nose and mouth, hairstyles for female and male. So I made it as simple as I can so that I can really make use of this book. I want people to actually learn instead of just looking at pictures. I've also looked into shading. I have put on some tutorials about bodies and the body ratio I use when drawing. And then again, a step-by-step demonstration of different body types. Later on, I have some designs, clothing designs, some men clothing designs as well, poses, some standalone characters, creatures, or just different themes, and then coloring. Now in coloring I have focused on colored pencils as well as Copic, and I've colored that same drawing twice just to show you the difference between colored pencils and Copic markers. Next, I discuss Manga Studio, and there's a very detailed tutorial on how to color with Manga Studio. Of course, Manga Studio is a black and white software, but you can still use colors and you can still color with that. And the same idea applies to Photoshop. So if you learn the techniques behind it, then you can use any software to color. So as you can see, that's a very lengthy tutorial because I discussed basically how to draw this, and you can see it's not a very complicated drawing. Next, I have laid out the steps I used to create a manga page, and this is from my manga itself. Then I discuss my manga and how it started and what inspired me to create this book. So it's a brief summary of this book. Next, I have different tutorials of how to draw my characters and my cat in the manga, and finally some more advices and lesson learned. So that's about it. So thanks once again for buying my books or even watching this video. It really means a lot to me that I have all of these supporters behind me, and I wouldn't have actually made these books and FIFO as well if it wasn't for your support. Now I think I've accomplished a good deal of books. I want to work harder next year. I want to make more books. I want to interact with you more often. Thanks once again for watching these videos, and I really hope that you will continue your support, and from my side I'll continue my works. Thanks once again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!